Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tumekua. It's your girl Amelia Midwa.
And it's your boy Isaac.
And Neil.
And Nikki, this is a disclaimer. This conversation might be distressing to some, and we don't mean to offend anyone. We're not professionals, and we're just giving our own opinions. So today, we're going to be talking about depression, which some might find controversial. So, first question, what is depression?
Okay, yeah, depression is a mental disorder where somebody feels unhappy for no apparent reason. That's my opinion.
The big sod.
Okay, well, I do some psychology. So, depression is a state of extreme sadness over a long period of time, normally over 14 days. So it's why you feel extremely down and unmotivated, and you literally can't even wake up from your bed. And yeah, so it's a state of extreme sadness. So a lot of people tend to confuse it and say that, oh, I'm depressed just because you're going through something, because you're not feeling like yourself for like 2 days. That's not really depression. So yeah, and it can be caused by any traumatic experience, and even just chemicals in the body. So you need to have enough, I think, serotonin. Yeah, so when you have low serotonin, it could also cause depression. So it's not just a cognitive issue, it's also a biological issue.
So there's a difference between feeling depressed and having clinical depression.
Yeah.
Okay,
next question. What are the issues with people self-diagnosing themselves with depression, e.g. for clout?
I think one, you're sending the wrong message.
Okay, in my opinion, I think it's the situation for the boy who cried wolf. You see, when people are out here saying, oh, I have depression, when they don't actually have a depression, just to get attention from their friends or so people can feel sorry for them. I think when people start doing that, then when somebody who actually has depression says they have depression, people won't believe them. So this person will go unhelped while this person is out here using depression to just become, I don't know, to get more friends or something. So I don't think it's right for people to self-diagnose themselves just for clout. And I think there are many people who do it. And I just don't like to see it because, yani, you're preventing somebody from getting believed so that you can get more friends. I don't like it. Yeah.
Like that whole angle.
Do you think mainstream social media then in this case is toxic to people? And do you think, okay, I also have a follow-up to what Amelia said. Do you think attention seeking in itself could be a form of a mental disorder or something to do with neglect or something like that? Like, for example, if you're seeking attention because you have parental negligence, like simply daddy issues or something.
I don't really know if that could be a mental disorder, like attention seeking is a disorder. I don't think that's accurate. I think it's just something wrong with the person's personality and the way they've either grown up and raised, or even society pushing the idea that, oh, I need attention to be popular, to be cool, to have friends, or to fill a void that you probably have because of other reasons. Yeah. What was your other question?
About social media. But then before you continue, I also was wondering, okay, since you said personality disorder, what if this whole clout chasing aspect is some form of schizophrenia or something like that?
I think it's a way of asking for help, but I don't necessarily think that in itself, like attention seeking, is a disorder. Like, there's a reason as to why everyone wants attention for one reason or the other. Maybe they just want someone to say, are you okay? And then they can just rant and cry and, feel like they have someone to talk to for whatever reason.
I agree with you.
Okay, what part then do you think social media plays in all this?
One, positive and negative. So positive could be people can reach out and talk to someone who probably doesn't know them, so they'll feel more comfortable talking to that person. But then the negative could be you're seeing all these people talking about them being sad and everything, and they could just be abusing that to show that I also go through things. I want people to look at me and say, "Oh my God, is she okay?" I want people to just text me and hit me up. Like that's, so some people can abuse it and others could actually need it as a way of being able to express themselves and talking to someone.
Yeah.
For all those people out there who are listening to this Tumekwa podcast and you're pretending to have depression, stop it, please. Can you stop? Because it's annoying and it's also preventing other people from trying to get the help they need.
True.
So please,
Yeah.
stop it and start thinking about other people instead of just focusing on yourself.
True. And if anyone out
Yeah.
here thinks that they might actually be dealing with depression, just seek help, seek treatment from a professional. And you could even talk to any of us if you just want to rant and just, express yourselves. Because I know my DMs are open. And if anyone just wants to talk about any problems that they're having, I'm here to help as a friend, not just a podcast host. Co-host, sorry. When should someone seek help for depression?
I think for this one, you should seek help for depression when it starts becoming self-harm. And then I also think self-harm is very relative. It could be physical and mental. So if you're thinking about killing yourself, that's mental self-harm. So if you're depressed and you have such thoughts, then you should go and seek medical advice. Or if you start cutting yourself or, doing something to your body that is just extraordinary, then you should also seek help.
Okay, anyone
I
else?
also think that I feel like people know themselves. Like, one of the symptoms of depression is that you don't feel your energy levels are low, you don't feel like eating, or maybe you feel like eating more, you're tired all the time, or you're not tired all the time, you can't sleep. I mean, the moment you feel like you're feeling unusually sad and you don't know why you're feeling sad, or yeah, I think when you just feel out of it and it's been happening for a really long time, you should seek help. Because I watched this video and it said that some people take 10 years until they actually seek real help. So imagine the damage that has been done up to that point. So the minute you just feel out of it and it's not something that usually happens, just seek help so that you get better sooner.
Yeah.
True.
And like you said, if it's just a red flag and clean, hey, there's no way I can change this, just seek help.
Yeah. And I think another thing is you don't have to have clinical depression to seek help or to talk to someone. Even just the smallest thing that's bothering you for a long time, anything that you've lost, just feeling alone, I think you should just seek help and talk to a therapist or a friend. You don't have to have clinical depression for you to seek help. The earlier, the better. So if you get it when it's borderline, you might actually end up coming out of it unscathed. Next question. What are the signs to look out for when you or your friend might be depressed to encourage them to seek help or to know that they're sinking?
Okay, something I saw like when I was reading about depression mainly is that people who are depressed don't want to come out of bed. I feel like it seems like something small, but like when someone is always out of it, they don't want to, especially someone who's like, the hype man of the group, and you start seeing them like slowly they're becoming low key and they have they're sleeping a lot. They're just completely out of it. Then you should talk to your friend or talk to someone who can help them.
Also, the brain isn't an exact science. So some people have different symptoms. Like, they don't act depressed. Some people still behave the same way. They act the same way. So it's so hard to know what they're actually going through until they talk to you. But then for some people, their energy levels are low. Yeah, as Isaac said, they sleep for long. So I feel like you also have to be observant and also keep on asking yourselves, asking your friends, are you okay? Is there anything that's going on? Like, you know, those messages your friends just text you, are you okay? How is everything? How's life? I think that's how you get to know what your friends are going through, and you can ask them to get help. You can talk them through it. I think that's how you should approach this. Yeah.
Question number 5. Why is there a stigma surrounding mental health, especially depression?
You know, in Africa, even this stigma towards depression is worse, way worse. So people think you're crazy when you have depression. You're a bastard.
Or they think you're just sad.
Yeah, they don't take it
It's not an African
seriously.
thing.
So even telling your parents you're depressed, they're like, you're just sad. Go eat, go sleep. I don't know. Yeah, so...
Or it's your phone.
Yeah, it's a phone of yours. It's those shows you're watching.
I also feel like people relate depression a lot with suicide.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let me give like an example that's like close to home. So I have a relative who told me that when you kill yourself, it's all natural. Apparently, okay, there's this article that says that even with animals that can't survive in the wild get eaten. For example, like an antelope that's born like officially. Yeah. So apparently when you also, okay, this might sound controversial, but his logic was that when you have a mental disorder, you are born without a certain capability, which I think is very off. But yeah, he was saying, so killing yourself would be natural. Okay, I know this is not so relevant, but that's like one of the close examples I have of misconceptions, and you know, it's been you're making it something that it's not.
Also, some people think depression is contagious. Like if you hang around someone who has depression, you can catch it, you can catch the sadness. So that's why I feel like people also, I think that's also why that stigma around depression. Basically, some people are ignorant. That's why there's a stigma towards the disease.
Other than talking about your problems with an adult or a professional, what are some of the ways that you can improve your own mental health? I said meditation.
Yoga.
For me, it's exercise. Sometimes I go outside just with my tennis racket and tennis ball, and I just play against myself, and it's usually so fun. Though I'm Aki guy, the watchman laughs at me so much, and it's usually quite embarrassing, but it's usually so fun, and it helps.
Then there's also journaling. Like, well, you can just write down what you think if you don't have anyone to tell it to.
Okay, on my side, now that Nikki talked about meditation, I've been doing this morning 15 minutes in like routine for this meditation called Vipassana meditation. And the whole point of it is to develop the strength to overcome struggles. So I think anyone should try it. You can just go on YouTube and like you'll get the guide like every morning.
True. I feel like some small things could be just engaging in activities that could somewhat distract you. So like starting a new hobby, maybe like the way all of us have been bored and feeling down about quarantine. Some of us have become chefs, others have become writers and musicians and all that stuff. So,
gurus.
Yeah, exactly. Makeup artists.
But
So yeah, so I think those small things can really just uplift your mood, and you find something that you're passionate about and you can engage in it often. Yeah. Last question. What are some of the things in today's society that are increasing teenagers' susceptibility to depression? Yeah.
Social media. Like, it's just up there.
It's true.
I saw a meme once that said that teenagers these days have the same anxiety levels as prisoners from like the 1900s, late 1800s. So I feel like social media has contributed to that.
I think there's also a lot of pressure on society today.
Yeah, we have a lot more pressure. I feel like another thing could be the fact that a lot of us have started the conversation. So a lot of us are coming out and saying, okay, yeah, I also deal with this. So back then, people would hide it and they just act like everything's normal until they reach the brink of madness. And yeah, so I feel like now that a lot more people are coming out and saying, I also deal with the same problem, we're seeing a lot more cases of it.
That's true.
Okay, I think, not again to be controversial, but I also think that the fact that we have less to lose also makes more like look at it in the olden days. Someone our age would probably have a family and one child, but we have more time in our hands. You get what I mean.
Yeah. But don't you think that today we have more rules because there are more things that can harm us, or there are more ways that we can mess up in life now that we have that independence? Okay.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Has school become harder? Because also school
Yes.
is an issue. Where is school?
School has become about passing exams, not about education or learning, which is annoying.
And we're barely being taught relevant stuff. Like, I feel like half of the stuff in school is useless.
I learned algebra and geometry, and I still haven't understood the reason, like the relevance in my life.
You didn't have to read all those books in KCSE. That's honestly the most relevant thing we've ever done. I don't know, being given adult or that counterprogressive according to me.
Yeah. That's all we have for today. Please like, share, subscribe, comment some of the things you want us to talk about in our next shows. And yeah. So my social media, you can find me on Instagram at Nikki Gashandra and Snapchat at Nikki_Gashandra1.
You can find me on Isaac Mukundi on Instagram.
And you can find me on Instagram at 44new.
You can find me on Instagram at Amelia Midwa, and you can also find me on Twitter and Snapchat with the same username. And also, if you need help finding somebody to talk to, a professional, you can come to me. My auntie is a psychologist. Yes, so you can come to me. I can share her contacts, and she's really good at what she does. Yeah, you might have even heard on Kiss FM. She sometimes consults with them, and especially on these issues to do with teenagers like school. Yeah.
And you can also find us at Timeko on Instagram.